Apple Gift Card is a practical gift that unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple Gift Card can be used to buy all things Apple: products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows, iCloud Plus, and more. Visit apple.com for details and to send Apple Gift Cards to your friends and family this holiday season.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about I wanted to do a video or an episode theme like this, and I probably will end up doing a video. But here's the thing, let me just say this, first things first, I've never had COVID. I was just more so talking on, my experience, with COVID taking over the world, that's okay. So yeah, that's actually a perfect title for this episode, because I was I did not know how to title this. I'm like, bro, I don't want people to be clicking on this thinking oh, TMossBoss got COVID. But no, just overall talking about my experience with it taking over the world and stuff, from first day all the way to the last. So anyways, I remember when I very first started hearing about COVID, I was treating it as a joke. I was not being serious about it at all. And I feel like that's how probably a lot of people were up until, there was, in my area where I live at, there was, cases, happening and stuff. And then even in where I had worked at, so I live, a little way, outside of Seattle, probably a maybe 30 to 40 minute drive outside of Seattle and stuff. So anyways, and then I'm also in Seattle, there was cases and stuff starting, and so I'm oh wow, I'm this is getting pretty serious. But at first I was all man, this ain't nothing. I'm not sitting, I was making, there's videos, I remember I was calling it the beer virus and all of that. I was not treating this serious at all. So probably maybe March, I think, maybe February or March, that's when they had said that, oh, we're pretty much we're not going to be showing up to work anytime soon, not just because of this whole outbreak and stuff. So I remember and then plus, or actually, so no, this is what happened. So because I had worked inside of this building, so I worked in this cafe inside this building, and the building was ran by Nordstrom and Amazon. There was another company that worked there, but it was mainly Nordstrom's and stuff. So Nordstrom's was saying oh yeah, there ain't gonna be no more employees showing up to work and things because of this virus. So they ended up closing down Nordstrom's or sending people home early. And so there was literally nobody going into our cafe. And I remember the last 2 days that we were there, I remember we did this deep cleaning, deep cleaning. And I think, I'm trying to think, because I remember I had bought these self-lacing shoes right before the virus had hit. So I'm trying to think, I can't remember if that's when the virus had really started taking place, because I remember it was kind of slow there too. When the virus had or when I had got the shoes. And so yeah, I remember because I was able to stand there. There's my friend that worked there, so I think I talked on him a couple of times, Jack. But I was showing him the shoes because I literally got to show him every pair of shoes that I got. But I feel this time it was more important because it was self-lacing shoes. So anyways, I'm showing him the shoes, but I do remember it was slow that day too. So anyways, then I think the second to last day I had worked there, we did this deep cleaning. And that was the last time. So Jack wasn't there, but there was a new person that we had just hired her at the beginning of the year. That was the crazy part about it. She didn't even get to work there we're over here talking about how she gonna be working here for a long time and stuff. She didn't even work there for that long. We ended up becoming good friends and all of that. But I'm what just happened? We just hired. I'm we finally get, because no, that was the number one problem that we had, was that we could not find a person that can stay at this place longer than me. I was the longest cashier there. Literally, people would show up there, quit, show up, quit, and I'm bro, I am then it's like, then we finally get somebody that's like, okay, I have strong faith in this. I believe that this person's gonna be here for a while. COVID-19 hits, and now we all don't have a job. I'm like, bro, this is all that I wanted, was just a stable. I feel like, nah, this is all conspiracy against me. I'm like, nah, that don't even make any sense. All I wanted was an employee. The next thing you know, we all don't have jobs. I'm like, bro, that don't even make any sense, man. But anyways, but yeah, so it was, I remember Jack wasn't there, but it was me, and her name is Megan. And so we hired Megan at the beginning of the year. And we like, yeah, and it was, so what had happened was that Jack wasn't, so we all like made a plan that we were gonna work like certain days and stuff. So those guys, I was like, well, y'all got more responsibilities than me. Like, these guys had like, a lot of stuff like, going on and things like moving back and forth. And I think because, Megan had just recently, I think, did she move in with her family? I think she had moved in with her family, but I know Jack, I think Jack was talking on like moving to a different apartment. So I'm all like, like, yeah, y'all take the days. I got like money saved up and all of that, so I'm not tripping about anything. So I'm like, y'all straight. Like, if anything happens, I'm like, yo, my thing is that we're gonna come right back in like maybe a couple of weeks. Or I think because we ended up closing down shop in March. So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna probably come back in like April. Because that's when they were saying like places are gonna open back up and things. And so, anyways, so it was me and Megan one day, and then it was just me by myself, because it was like, so the plan was, and then that's when they was all like, we had been furloughed. And so there was like, ain't nobody showing up. And so I was like, bro, the day I found out we were being furloughed, I was like, what? I'm like, hold on for a second. So I'm like, Jack and Megan ain't even gonna be working the rest of the week. I was literally the last cashier in that place. I'm like, that is crazy. I was the longest running cashier, and I was the last one. I was like, bro, that's some crazy stuff. But anyways, so I remember the place was literally empty. I rang up, I think maybe like 5 people, like definitely I think it was under 20. I do not remember ringing up a whole lot of people that day. I was able to walk around, and then I think they was all like, oh yeah, we're not going to be back for a while. Or I think that's what it was that that's when he told us, my manager, he told us that we were going to be furloughed. And so he was all like, oh, can you just take some items out of like grab and go areas, because we had like these areas, where you can grab some sodas or some milk or something like that. So it was like anything that's like, so the sodas we wasn't really tripping over, but it's like stuff that's like, yo, it needs to be refrigerated. Yeah, we need to put those in some refrigerators. And so I was working on that. But then I'm like, but bro, it was like, I had like, there was nothing else to do. So I was like, I ain't gotta worry about nobody walking up to the cash registers. I'm like, literally, I would see them and stuff. And so it wasn't, because we went from like that place. It was so crazy seeing that place like that. We went from ringing up like probably 500 plus people, and that was just on my register. There is or actually was it 300? I see, that's how long it's been. I can't remember what number it would stop off at. I think, was it 300? I think it was 300. No, it wasn't. Yeah, because no, it was, so it was like, I think it topped out at like 450. And so that's how long it's been. I'm like, I can't remember. That's just crazy though, to like be away from that place for that long. I was just like, because I always thought that was going to be like my first and last job. I was just like, my thing was is that I was just going to work at that job up until YouTube had took off. And so I was like, yeah, that was the plan. But I was like, I had no choice. I was like, YouTube was gonna take off regardless and things, and so I'm like, just might as well focus on YouTube. But anyways, but yeah, so it was like last day we were there. I know the other day, yeah, because I think I spoke on everything that we did that second to last day. All we just did was clean and stuff. But no, the last day, like I remember I had like a deep conversation with a cook there. I'm like, well, that's messed up. I'm like, well, how are we gonna have this deep conversation? I'm like, we would usually just crack jokes, but I remember he was telling me about his personal life and all of that. I'm like, wow, I can look at you differently now. You ain't like just a strictly joking man. Like, we just had like a very intellectual conversation just now. I'm like, I can respect that about us. We need to have more of this. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm all like, okay, well, see you in April and stuff, but nah, it wasn't even that. I haven't even been back to that place. I think that place is either boarded up. I have to because no, what the plan was that I was going to go out to Seattle, but I'm like, if they said that this virus is like really just starting to rise and stuff, I really don't trust the fact of going out to Seattle. So I'm like, probably when things clear up and it's okay for people to go back and forth to places and all of that, like I probably might take like a trip up there and just see what it's like and things. But I'm like, I think for now I'm like, because I had went out there, I took like a family drive, and a lot of the places where I had worked, well, one area was boarded up because there's like 3 locations in my where I had worked at. So and they were all nearby, but I know one of them was boarded up. Like you could not go in there because it was like, so there was the Nordstrom store, and then there was the Nordstrom's like headquarters, like not headquarters, but like the corporate building. And so the corporate building was boarded up. You couldn't even go inside. And the Nordstrom store, it was boarded up because of the whole like George Floyd situation. I don't know if too many people knew what had happened in Seattle, but people had rioted, like was straight up just rioting left and right, looting. Mainly, yeah, because they went and looted Nordstrom's, and so Nordstrom's was like, that place just got ransacked. I think they took a lot of stuff, and I'm like, bro, that is some crazy stuff, man. I'm like, and they were all on TV about it too. You see people in their face. I'm like, y'all are stupid. I'm like, why would you guys rob a place? Y'all ain't even wearing masks or nothing. Like, at least like you would have thought they had been wearing a mask for COVID. They wasn't even wearing a mask for COVID. They were just out there just free facing it. Like, oh, okay, we just just gonna rob this store with my face. Oh, look, there's a Cairo 7 news camera. Oh, that's nice. Like then it was funny because so when they were like rioting and looting and stuff, they were getting mad at the cameraman for recording. I'm like, no, stop stealing. You can't get mad at them for they're doing their job. What are you doing here? Like, how are you gonna get mad at them for like, I was like, bro, that is some crazy stuff, man. You guys are getting mad at them. That day was crazy. I was like, then they had set a cop car on fire. One cop car still had an assault rifle in it, and the guy was like pointing it, and then some cops like ran up on him and took him down. I was like, oh wow. I'm like, Seattle. I was like, Seattle is going to straight up go crazy. I'm like, this is not normal, man. I'm like, I have never seen Seattle in that state before. I was like, bro, I've seen Seattle in so many different states, but not that state before. I was like, man, you thought you seen it all and up until that, when all that stuff went down. But anyways, that was yeah, last time I seen Seattle was honestly like when I was just, well, maybe when during the Seahawks games when they do like those little camera viewings of when they're playing out here. But last time I was in Seattle though was with this family trip. But then like to be working and things, yeah, it was that last day and stuff. So yeah, I just remember it was like overall, it was just quiet. Like I just remember, I was honestly, so to explain that, because I was like, I remember I wasn't like fully there mentally because I was dealing with some stuff. So I was like, it wasn't like really a whole lot of things that was like shocking or surprising. But then when I went out there, because I'm feeling better and I'm feeling good now. But when I went back out there, I was like, dang. I'm like, I seen all of this, and I'm like, dang. I was like, I guess I really was dealing with some stuff, but. Nah, it wasn't even normal. I was like seeing Seattle like that and stuff. I was like, dang, man, that's crazy. I'm like, Seattle, it might, I don't even know. I'm like, damn, if like more rioting and looting starts happening again, I'm like, bro, Seattle is gonna be like straight up just leveled. Like, I'm telling you, man, like it's gonna be a straight up ghost town out there. But anyways, I remember like when I think it was like it was the second to last day, because I remember they sent me home early, and I remember I was like walking all around. I went up to the Nike store. I was going to all these different stores and stuff. But then I remember, I think that's what like kind of made me mad, was that this person was coughing and they wasn't even covering their mouth. And I'm like, that's when it kind of like, started like dawning to me. I'm like, there's a virus going on. You shouldn't be coughing like that. I'm like, man, I'm like, well, woman, cover your mouth. I'm like, bro, this is like, I don't know if you got the virus or not. And in the way that they're talking about it, people dying left and right. I'm like, you should not be coughing. I'm like, I feel like now people, they're like, yeah, they definitely covering their mouths or, wearing the mask. Like, I feel like, I don't even know. That girl, she probably, the way she was coughing, I'm like, she probably ain't even wearing the mask. She's probably one of those people that end up in those, like, compilations, like, public freakouts, talking about, oh, I ain't got to wear a mask because I got a medical issue. I'm like, lady, the only medical issue that you got is that you should be sitting in the freaking crazy house with Jack Nicholson and everybody else that was in One Flew of the Cuckoo's Nest. That's the only medical condition that you have. But anyways, freaking COVID, man. It was, it did a number. It did a legit number. Then there was probably May. That's when they called. And May was supposed to be like my 4-year anniversary of working there. And so, cause I was like it was crazy because I was the longest running employee there and stuff. So I was like, bro, it was just wild to just get that call from it was like from the head manager. It wasn't even from like the managers of the cafe, like the general managers. Like, nah, this was from like the head, like he was above the general managers that was like walking around the cafes and stuff. He called me and was all like, yeah, everybody's been laid off. We had to sell the account. And so then it was like employees was like that worked there and stuff. Cause I was friends with some of them on social media and they would message me and was like, oh, like, did you get a call from such and such? And I'm like, yep, he just called me and told me everything that happened. I was like, bro, this is straight up wild. So I think then that's when I was like, well, it was definitely like in maybe April, I started taking it a little bit more serious. But then when they called me and said like because I thought we were gonna go back in April, but then when nothing had changed and they was just all like, it's gonna probably be lasting a while, and here it is October and still nothing has changed. But yeah, when the head manager, he called me in May and was all like, yeah, that's that we had to sell the account because Nordstrom's couldn't afford to like keep us and things, and so yeah, everybody's been laid off, and I'm like, wow. I was more so seeing it as a blessing because I was like, I was really focusing and like working hard on YouTube. So I was like, that's what I've been doing. I was like, now I'm like staying up till like 3 a.m. recording videos and things, just doing my best with it and stuff. And I feel like it's been paying off. Like I've been getting shout outs from bigger YouTubers. My channel is growing. I'm almost close to hitting 20,000 subscribers. I feel like, this is definitely because this is something that I had always like was like, I want to wait until I get to like 100K. And then start focusing, but I was just like, nah, it's better early than later and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I just been killing it with YouTube, but yeah, I'm like, it's a blessing, but at the same time, it's it's messed up for people that don't really have like something to fall back on, and they're they had to like lose out on a lot of stuff. So it's I feel it, like it's like even though I was like I still like I had the YouTube stuff going on. I'm like, for those that don't, like they're not doing YouTube or they're not they ain't got like no second job or anything, because YouTube was a second job. Like I was getting paid from it and stuff. So. But yeah, then it's like I really started getting paid from it. I was like, yeah, it's like a monthly paycheck now because I'm like just really been killing it and stuff. So, but no, it's messed up, man. It really is messed up that this happened to people. I'm like, to everybody that's really suffering hard from this, I really do hope the best for you. I really do hope that you end up accomplishing something that will put you in a better standings in life. So. Anyways, on that note, I will now end this episode. But no, thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the whole SeatGeek and Vasilo promo codes and all of that. But yeah, I got like you can go to my main channel or gaming channel. You'll find all that stuff in the description. Also my merch store, so you guys can go check out some of the merch that I have and all of that. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.